Hello everybody, welcome back. My name is Sam Carrico and I'm joined by Casey Rash.
Hello.
You doing all right today?
Yeah, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. This is the Film Fan Club Show, by the way. This is the show where every week here on the Film Fan Club channel, we go through the latest movie news, we talk about some cool topics like that, give our thoughts, and then we'll take a look at an old movie that came out not too long ago, or kind of long ago, depending on the movie. And then towards the end of the show, we'll take a look at something new. We'll kind of preview some of the movies that are in theaters right now that are new, and maybe you should check them out, or maybe you should avoid them. We'll talk about it. But first up, like I said, it's the movie news. So Casey, you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's jump right in. So first up, we're still talking about Star Wars. Star Wars Episode 8, Gwendoline Christie, she played Captain Phasma, and she told, I believe it was People magazine, that she will be in the next Star Wars movie. And she said it's an exclusive, which is all pretty good because, you know, Captain Phasma was a little underused in The Force Awakens. So you saw The Force Awakens, you know Captain Phasma. Mm-hmm. How do you feel about this news? Are you excited to see her come back?
Yeah, I am. I'm, you know, like you said, she was really underused, and I get that. So how much hype she had was really like, I was just kind of like, why? Like, she really didn't do anything.
Exactly, yeah.
So I really hope that they use her to her full potential, and they, like, we can get that out of her.
Yeah, because she was on, you know, we work at Cinemark. She was on the cups.
Yeah.
She was on the posters. She was in the trailers. We never heard much of her, but she was like this kind of Boba Fett kind of character.
And I was like, who is this? Who are you?
Yeah, didn't get any.
Who are you? Like, just tell me.
It is pretty cool. I've always thought, like, and a lot of people have said this too, there's that one scene, you know, with the traitor trooper. If you would have made her the soldier that fights Finn in that one scene, that would have made her at least 3 times as cool. But yeah, so I've kind of speculated a little bit, maybe she'll be after Finn and Poe, you know, in the next movie to kind of, you know, for after they one-upped her in the previous one. So you think she maybe, like, what do you think she's going to do in the next movie? Just kind of...
It's hard to tell.
It
really is.
Have it out for Finn or something, because he put her in that trash compactor.
True.
Spoilers. We're going to talk... The movie's been out long enough.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it by now, then...
Why are you watching?
Well, yeah, what are you
watch
doing?
Star Wars. No, but that's pretty cool. So I'm excited to see Captain Phasma return. And a lot of people were saying, you know, like, is she dead? Is she not dead? Because we never see what happens to her. And I always thought, you know, hey, it's the first of a new trilogy. She's probably not dead.
Yeah, she probably, especially if she made it on the cups and the poster and a trailer. Like,
have her die off screen. That'd be pretty silly. So
yeah, that would be a waste of money.
It'll be cool to see. Yeah, exactly. Too. You got Gwendoline Christie, who's great on Game of Thrones, and she's got to be back. So. Moving right along we're still in the world of Star Wars. We're talking about Rogue One. Instead of Episode 8, we're talking about now Rogue One, which is actually the next Star Wars movie. So it's like, it's kind of weird that Gwendoline Christie, she said, I'll be in the next Star Wars movie. It's like, what if she has like a small cameo in Rogue One, and maybe that's what she was talking about. I don't know. Probably not. It's possible, though. But speaking of Rogue One, there's some merchandise that came out, and it showed one of the pictures. It says it's coming out in October, and it says Rogue One on it, and it has a picture of this ship. You saw it, Casey. It looks a lot like Slave One, which is Boba Fett's ship. So just it opens up a lot of possibilities. Do you think we'll see Boba Fett in Star Wars Rogue One?
Maybe. I don't know. I'm kind of keeping keeping away from all the Star Wars stuff.
Yeah, you don't want too much spoiled for you.
So I can go into it with an open mind and all of this, because, you know, I don't want to compare.
You don't want the whole movie exposed for you. Well,
exactly.
Let me put it this way: would you want to see Boba Fett in Star Wars Rogue One?
It could be really cool.
Yeah.
You know, especially like since it's supposed to be talking about all the
Death Star plans right
and
before A New Hope.
All this type of stuff. So it would be really interesting to see some insight.
Yeah, like you know how we're saying, you got to have Vader in a movie that's set about the Imperial era. So I mean, it would make perfect sense for Boba Fett to appear as well. And you don't have to do what they did in the prequels, which is unmask Boba Fett and get insight into his dad and his life and all that.
No.
You could just have him being that badass bounty hunter who just shows up for a couple quick scenes, steals the show, and then goes back to doing his own thing. This is actually what I would love to see instead, because, you know, they're talking about how they're maybe doing a Boba Fett Han Solo movie or something like that. I'm like, yeah, no, just keep doing this. Stick him in Rogue One, stick him in maybe in the Han Solo movie in like a cameo or like as a villain that you don't see too often. But yeah, I think this is a great way to go about it, and I'm really excited to see what they come up with next. Just don't make a Boba Fett movie. Don't unmask him. Yeah, you wouldn't like that, right?
No.
I mean, you don't need to see Boba Fett's wife that he goes home to and is like, oh, honey,
Christmas special.
Yeah, exactly. A Christmas special. His first appearance, apparently. I didn't even know that. Okay, so moving on from Star Wars, we got all the Star Wars topics out of the way. We're talking about a movie that I haven't seen, but you saw it, so I thought this was pretty interesting. Spotlight. The SAG Awards, the Screen Actors Guild Awards, were held recently, and Spotlight took home the top award, which is Best Ensemble Cast, which is essentially their version of Best Picture. So, Casey, since you've seen the movie and I haven't, I can't really give my opinion. So, do you think it deserves Best Ensemble Cast at the SAG Awards? And
Well,
yeah.
I've never even heard of the SAG Awards, so from what you were telling me off camera, you were telling me it's a pretty good.
It's right up there, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's a pretty, even Leo, he won something. And
yeah, his first Best Actor SAG Award.
So,
too.
and, even, he wasn't laughing, and
Yeah,
he wasn't laughing. He wasn't doing anything, he was actually, like,
Yeah.
appreciative.
It wasn't like a
of
Golden
it.
Globes kind of
Yeah.
situation where he's like, okay, thanks, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. So, with that being said, since this is kind of up there, I don't see why not. Like,
Yeah. I'm looking at all the other films that have had like an ensemble cast in the past year, and I'm like thinking, I don't know. Spotlight, it had a pretty good cast.
It
And
really
Mark Ruffalo,
did.
Michael Keaton, gosh, who else was in that movie? Rachel McAdams. Like I said, I haven't seen it, but the cast looks spectacular. And if the movie's as good as they say, then I bet the cast was utilized really well. Do you think this could this be an indicator of maybe it'll win Best Picture?
maybe.
It's hard to tell.
But also, too, just like we talked about in the last time I was on the show, we talked about the nominees and all that.
It's stacked, yeah.
I don't think it's gonna win, but if it does, then it's gonna blow my mind. Like,
That's true. I mean, and there is a lot of, this is the SAG Awards, of course. So of course, they're looking at the best ensemble, the acting, not really taking into account, like the script or something, or the direction, which is all taken account into Best Picture. So maybe it could be an indicator, could not be an indicator. That's pretty cool, though, that Leonardo DiCaprio got his first SAG Award. That is the big takeaway that I have from it. It's like, okay, all the actors in Hollywood are saying that he was the best actor of the year, then he's got to get, he's probably going to get the award now. I was saying that Michael Fassbender was going to get it, but I really think the tide could be turning more towards Leo now, so that'd be pretty cool.
well, especially like there's been so much hype on social media, nonetheless.
Oh yeah, people I know that are my age, they don't even care about the Oscars.
Yeah, and they're just like,
tweeting about it.
just give Leo his Oscar.
Yeah,
And then
exactly.
you have those people that don't even actually know. And they're getting the Golden Globes and the Oscar.
Confused.
Yeah.
That's my biggest pet peeve. And when they're like, finally, Leo got it. I'm like, okay, this is like his 8th Golden Globe. He doesn't care, okay? Maybe he cares a little bit. Like, I'm sure it looks good on his coffee table. But like, that's not it.
He just has them all lined up.
Yeah, what else? I don't really see any other. Well, Brie Larson won Best Actress for Room at the SAG Awards, and that's all that really stands out to me. I'm really happy Kevin Spacey got the Best Actor in a Drama Series for House of Cards. House of Cards, great. You got to check that out.
Kevin Spacey's just amazing.
Kevin Spacey's a great actor. I want to see him host the Oscars. I think
That would be great.
He'd be great at it.
Oh, that'd be so funny.
He'd be good at it. Because he can sing, he can act, he's funny, he's charming. Anyways, moving on. That was the SAG Awards coverage, and good luck to Leo. I know he's watching the show at home, like sitting there, like, do you think that the Film Fan Club's gonna act? Yeah.
Who's talking about me today?
Yeah, who's endorsing me on this? Yeah, moving on to Guardians of the Galaxy now. We talked about Star Wars, we talked about Spotlight. Now, Guardians of the Galaxy, there's a sequel coming out, Volume 2. James Gunn is in Atlanta, Georgia right now, actually the whole cast is in Atlanta right now. They're about to start filming on February 11th, I believe, so it's coming up pretty soon. And the cast, they just released this photo of them all rehearsing. Like I said, start shooting February 11th. They're rehearsing it now. So Casey, you saw this picture. Does it make you any more excited for Guardians of the Galaxy 2?
Okay, so I was one of those people that didn't. I like Guardians.
Did you see Guardians?
I did.
Okay.
I did. I didn't get into it that much.
Oh, really?
Everyone did.
I think it's actually my favorite Marvel Studios film of all time.
Of course, I like the soundtrack. I liked it. It was.
Just thought it was fine, kind of thing.
It was cute. It was cute.
I loved it.
So it was. I don't know. It was just. It didn't.
It's definitely not something like Captain America: Winter Soldier, where it's like dramatic, it resonates with, or The Dark Knight, where it's like this is changing this landscape of cinema. It was just it was a good film. I had a great time.
That's the reason why I say it's cute. It's not like.
I can see what you're saying. Yeah.
It's. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I can watch it again. I I will probably see the sequel. I don't know about like personally going and like if I,
You may not be there like opening day.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I gotta see Guardians of the Galaxy. But you're gonna see it probably in the theaters.
I will, definitely try.
Definitely try. Well, I mean, you get free movies, so hopefully it won't be too hard.
Yeah, exactly.
But speaking of the first one, it did a good job laying out a lot of the future storylines, kind of teased Star-Lord's dad and kind of where the storyline could go from there. And James Gunn was also talking on the internet and said that he actually has Star-Lord's dad cast, and the main villain is also cast. So I think that's pretty cool. Also, the one thing that I like about this, though, is a couple weeks ago they were saying Kurt Russell could be in talks to be in the film. They didn't specify, but a lot of people were speculating it could be Star-Lord's dad. So I'm just going to pitch this idea to you, Casey. Kurt Russell in Guardians of the Galaxy 2 playing Star-Lord's dad, Chris Pratt's dad. Would you be on board or not? You just saw Hateful Eight not too long ago.
I did.
It'd be weird seeing him in the...
It would.
Yeah.
It would, and that's what I'm thinking. I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know. I mean, it would definitely want me to go and see it just to see how Kurt Russell would be.
How he's doing in it, yeah.
Yeah, just depends how, especially with the rating. Depends on what rating they would give it. Definitely PG-13.
No, there's no way it could be R, but it would probably be PG-13.
But it could. That'd be really
if it gave it
amazing.
an edge, that'd be pretty cool. I can't see Marvel, the studio.
Oh, I know that I couldn't see Marvel doing it, but just the thought.
That would be cool.
With Kurt Russell in it, that would be cool.
I'm hoping with Deadpool that a lot of movies kind of start to an R rating. It obviously kids can't go buy. That's the whole thing is kids, because then they want that money from the kids to go buy the tickets. But if Deadpool does well, then it can be like, all right, there's still money to be made in this, so let's start making that R-rated Punisher, Ghost Rider movie under the Marvel banner. So that'd be pretty cool.
The more deeper, darker.
Yeah, exactly.
Grimy.
Kind of psychological, scary stuff. With Doctor Strange is coming out this year too, so that's another one I've heard. Like, it'd be kind of cool if they went a little bit darker with it or something. So we'll have to see where they go with it. But yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Well, I just feel like
really
since it's talking about like it's supposed to be his dad, so. Why not get kind of deep into it? Get kind of grim, and then have Kurt Russell. Kurt Russell can play roles like,
Yeah, like that. Give him a juicy role like that. It'd be good.
And I think that'll give him a little bit, even whenever he was in the Hateful Eight, he had a bunch of really good co-actors.
Yeah.
That he had to work with. He has a lot of younger cast with Guardians of the Galaxy. I feel like so. To see him. Try to give it his all, and maybe a deeper, more of a scary role, or that would be really interesting.
It would bring definitely something new to it. I really hope that's ever since I heard that Kurt Russell theory, I'm like, yes, please. That sounds awesome. That's the only person I can see. Apparently, they got Matthew McConaughey, or they tried to get Matthew McConaughey to play the villain. I don't know if because there's some speculation Star-Lord's dad could be the villain, so maybe they're talking about the same person, But I don't know. I just don't know how Matthew McConaughey would work in the Guardians of the Galaxy world.
You just hear his voice, and then he's
all right.
and then he's like, "Oh, all right, I'm going to stab you now," or something. I don't know.
All right. I could just picture him
then all you see is Psycho, the.
Oh
my gosh.
Yeah, I don't know. But it's pretty cool. I can't wait for Guardians of the Galaxy 2 nonetheless. And Kurt Russell, please sign that contract. Just sign it. Sign the contract. They might not pay you that much, but we'll see. Next up, we got Alien Covenant, Wolverine 3, and Avatar 2. All these films, I think Alien Covenant and Wolverine 3, they come out next year. In 2017, Avatar 2 comes out. It just got pushed back from December 2017 to 2018 somewhere. So, but anyways, all these three films, Alien, Wolverine, Avatar, they're all going to start shooting in April. So they're not too far away. So you've seen the Alien films, the Wolverine films, and you saw Avatar. So I mean, these new movies, are you excited for them? And how do you feel about them shooting so soon?
Well, especially since how long? Okay, you said that which one was it? What? Not Alien.
Avatar.
Avatar, yeah.
Yeah.
Avatar. That's going to be a long time.
It's coming out it's going to come out, if it comes out in 2018, and that's a big if because it's been pushed back 15 times. That'll be 8 years or 9 years since the first movie. Is that too late for?
I feel like it is.
Yeah.
I think everyone's kind of done with it, and I think
3D really hasn't stuck around as much as they expected
No.
it to. I don't think, but I'm pretty excited to see the Wolverine films because the Wolverine was pretty good. That's the thing that sticks out to me about it. The Wolverine was a better film than X-Men Origins Wolverine, but it's still, I feel like, I don't know if they've done that. If they've done any Wolverine film right yet, so I'm excited to see.
I think that's
really
why
hope
they keep on trying.
Yeah, I'm hoping that they can do it right and get. Because Hugh Jackman, he's so passionate about these films. He's always talking about how he wants to give it his all. He wants to make sure the script is right. And granted, it's not a big surprise to hear, oh, wait, a star of an upcoming movie says the movie's good? What?
Yeah.
It's like, of course, they're getting paid because of it if you go see it. So, but I'm pretty excited. I mean, Hugh Jackman, he's just such a genuine, he's a great salesman too, like
He
Ryan
really
Reynolds.
is.
So it's like, I'm really excited to see it. Alien Covenant, I don't care necessarily about, because I haven't seen any of them yet. But
There's been there's been quite a few. I'm just like,
you got to see how it is first.
let's see.
Did you actually like Prometheus?
I liked Prometheus.
Okay,
I'm more excited for the sequel.
The Alien,
Yeah.
Covenant. Which, yeah, it's weird because it's Alien Covenant, but it's the sequel to Prometheus. It's like, how is that? I don't know.
Yeah.
Because originally Ridley Scott was like, Prometheus and Alien are two separate things, and then you watch Prometheus and you're like, no, it's not. And then it's like, you know what? Okay, we're gonna call it Prometheus 2: Paradise Lost. You know what? Never mind. We're calling it Alien. You know what? Never mind. Alien Covenant. It's like, what happened to them being two different things, Ridley? I mean, I think he realized that name it makes the money. So.
I mean, I don't know, because then I think what's gonna happen is people are gonna think they're gonna forget about Prometheus, and they're gonna think, oh,
they're
Alien.
just gonna identify it as an
Alien,
movie.
another Alien movie.
And this isn't a topic today, but I noticed Noomi Rapace isn't the lead girl from Prometheus, who I believe was still alive at the end of Prometheus. She's not going to be in the sequel, so like it's only going to be Michael Fassbender, who's the only guy that returns from Prometheus. Do you really care about seeing the girl back? Do you hope that they explain it, or are you just happy that Michael Fassbender's still there?
Mixed emotion.
Mixed emotions. Did she do a good job, Noomi Rapace, in the first movie? Because I didn't really watch it,
I think so.
I
mean, it's been a while. It's definitely been.
She at least didn't stand out to you as being too bad. Then I guess that's good. That's good because there's some performances where you're like, that's gonna stick with me for a while. Like, I was watching a review of Face Off, the movie Face Off with Nicolas Cage and John Travolta acting in that movie.
It's
so over the top.
If I want to see a comedy.
There you go. Go watch Face Off. Face Off. Face Off. Get it, guys? Okay, no. Watch the movie. Watch the Nostalgia Critics review of Face Off. It's also really good. So. Moving right along, I believe we are into the something old section. Yeah, we're going to skip over that X-Men topic. We are in the something old section now of the show where we just take a look at a movie that's out on Blu-ray or DVD now. That's really the only criteria, or it's on Netflix or something. And we just kind of take a look at it. We didn't get a chance to talk about it while the show, when it was a news topic, especially this film because it came out in 1997. So today for something old, we're going to talk about Jackie Brown. It's directed by Quentin Tarantino and stars a lot of people, like Samuel L. Jackson's in it, Robert De Niro's in it. I forget the girl that plays Jackie Brown, and let you start. It's actually your favorite Tarantino film.
It is my favorite Tarantino movie.
Tell us a little bit about how you like Jackie Brown.
Like I was telling him, and just like I said before whenever I was on the show, I go by movies of how many times I can watch it. This is a movie that I can watch over and over again. It's very funny. I like the music. I like the setting. You just don't know what's gonna go on. Like the first time I watched it, I was just like, "What?
Yeah.
What?"
And we were talking about that off camera too. That can either be a good thing or a bad thing with a film, because like if a movie's bad and it leaves you guessing, then it's like, okay, come on, movie, come on, screw you. And then if a movie's good and it keeps you guessing, you're like, oh my God, so that means that. And it blows your mind. And I think this one is definitely the latter. It blew my mind. I watched it for the first time yesterday. I bought a Tarantino combo pack of Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs, and Jackie Brown, which I believe those are his first three movies, right? I feel like it. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe not.
I mean, and it just depends how technical you want to get.
Oh, because he did some
He did
stuff
True
before
Romance, but he didn't direct it. He wrote that. Technically, that's his second.
Is that the one in the hotel with the? What's the one in the hotel with the witches and
4 Rooms?
4 Rooms.
Yeah, that one. There was 4 different directors, There
that's
was
cool.
yeah, there was in each room. It's based on each room. There was two. I don't remember the two directors, but then there was Robert Rodriguez and then there's Tarantino.
Yeah, that's the one I remember because I knew they teamed up at some point. And
Yeah, and then the last two rooms were the third room was Robert Rodriguez. Last room was Tarantino.
So,
Yeah.
But yeah, back to Jackie Brown. I just want to talk about the characters for a second in there. Jackie Brown, not your average female lead at all.
No.
The way is, it's pretty smart too, because it may be that I just missed the dialogue or something, but it like when she gets arrested and like everything, you don't know what's good because she's like downplaying the whole thing, playing stupid, and you don't realize that she's playing stupid until she goes back and she's like, yeah, so I told him this and blah 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 blah, and you realize she's in cahoots with Samuel L. Jackson, and right from that moment, you're like, this girl, she is smart, she's resourceful, she's hot, she's like cool, she's a perfect female lead. I loved it. How do you feel about God, I wish I would have looked her name, the actress's performance in Jackie Brown as Jackie Brown.
I think she did great. Like Tarantino, he knows, that's how he writes.
Yeah,
he writes for
characters.
those people. And at that time, especially, there wasn't what movies? There weren't very many movies coming out with those female characters.
A strong female lead,
yes,
yeah.
And she did a very well job, and especially with the cast with like Samuel L. Jackson and Robert De Niro.
Yeah,
and
Robert De Niro in that movie. Woo!
I know, right?
Great
You
job.
would not expect Robert De Niro to be that pothead stoner.
I know, right? It was so great seeing him. And I just watched Dirty Grandpa before that too, so I was like, because that was my first exposure of Robert De Niro doing all these drugs and being crazy. Then I watched this, and I'm like, oh, this guy has been like throughout his whole filmography. It's hilarious.
He's not just a gangster. He's not just he is a very versatile.
And you mentioned this film. It's very funny.
It is very
It's
funny.
hilarious. It's like I don't know if it's a black comedy, a dark comedy. It's funny though.
It is.
Just in ways you don't expect it to be too. Like there's not obviously situational comedy where it's like, oh, drop the thing. It's just how these people are talking and they say things.
Well, spoiler here.
Yeah, spoilers.
Just like whenever Robert De Niro shoots her in the stomach,
Shoots her again in the
he
head,
shoots her
in
again.
the chest.
And then he's talking to Samuel L. Jackson. You shot that bitch in the stomach. He's like, is she dead? You better hope that bitch isn't dead.
Yeah.
Anyone but her.
Bitch is dead. Yeah, or else she'll be talking. Yeah, I know. I love.
It's stuff like that gets me. I'm just like, what?
She was so funny in that film too. The blonde surfer cool chick. She just did a great job of being comedic relief. And every single time you see her, she's smoking.
And then her and Samuel L. Jackson, you can definitely tell.
Oh, their back and forth was cracking me up the entire time. And Samuel L. Jackson, just as a character, he's so. And Chris Tucker's in this film. I didn't know it from the movies with Jackie Chan that he does. What are they called? Rush Hour.
Rush Hour.
And he's from the Rush Hour. That's my first exposure to Chris Tucker. But before that, he was doing Tarantino movies, and he was great at it too. And he got killed whenever I knew something was going up. When he's just like, just get in the trunk. Get in the trunk. I'll buy you a nice meal.
He did Friday.
It'll be great. I didn't see Friday.
You haven't seen Friday?
I haven't seen Friday with Ice Cube. No, I haven't.
Oh wow.
But
that's how this kind of brings me back to Friday.
Yeah, I haven't seen Friday yet. Yep, haven't seen Friday. I don't know why. It's just one of those movies I haven't. And they even reference it in Straight Outta Compton. Like they talk about like the part where Ice Cube, I think it is. He's the one that did Friday. Yeah, he's writing it and like coming up with the ideas. So it's just one of those things I need to
really.
to
I
check
haven't
out.
seen Straight Outta Compton yet. So
see, there's one of those things.
I know.
Yeah.
I want to. It's just. I'm probably gonna end up buying it. I don't know.
You should buy it. It's on Blu-ray now. So
I'm probably gonna
really
end up
good.
buying it. I liked Friday. It's definitely one of those funny movies, just like this, and he kind of Chris Tucker.
Similar character.
Because they're both kind of like those stoner,
Yeah, stereotype kind of
Yeah.
gangbanger, but like
That's-
not taking it too seriously. I loved it. And speaking of like the way that they like played it, like Samuel L. Jackson when he's like, "No man, you get in trouble, I get you out of trouble. I got you." And you realize that in his head he's like, "I'm gonna kill you later." And yeah, but this movie, I love how funny it is, and it's so like unexpected, especially whenever like I kind of mentioned this earlier when Samuel L. Jackson and Robert De Niro are arguing. He's like, "You shot her," "Where's the money? How dare you accuse me of that?"
And then he's just a bunch of books. He was like, "It wasn't me. It must have been Jackie. It had to be Jackie."
And then at the end, of course, we already talked about how we're gonna spoil all of it. So, but yeah, the ending with her waiting there for him, and you think that you don't even know that the cops are there right in the next door, and like you think, what's gonna happen? There's gonna be this argument, this fight, this brawl ensue, and then really it's like as quick as he's got a gun, boom, boom, done, and it's just I loved it. And then after the ending, seeing her, and I don't know if I've ever gotten that satisfied when seeing a character ride off into the sunset the way Jackie Brown does. Because she has his car, she's got his fortune, she played everybody, she's got her charges dropped. Perfect movie. So, I mean, maybe not perfect.
What did
great
you
movie.
What did you think about the connection between Jackie Brown and the bail bondsman? I forgot his name.
That was weird.
He's such a good actor.
I know. I looked up his name too, and I completely forgot.
I forgot his name. Bad.
That was a little weird when they kissed, because all I was thinking is like, he's got gray hair, but she doesn't. He's old. Why are they kissing? I don't know.
But did you not the connection from the very beginning? You could tell.
Yeah, I could tell there was something going, like that he sympathized with her. I just never
A lot of people think that he should have went after her.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. That's what I was thinking too. Like, he hangs up the phone. I was expecting him to run after her, and then then he just wanders off to go contemplate his decision or something like that. I'm like,
with the lipstick on his.
Yeah, I'm
on his
you
lips.
realize you could have lived your life happily ever after, sharing her fortune. She was gonna let you too, and it's like, nah. It was weird. It was what a good movie though. I was so happy that, because I bought that and I sent you a picture and you're like, Jackie Brown's my favorite Tarantino movie, and I was like, that's what I'm watching. So, I was gonna watch Oh Brother Where Art Thou, but at the time I was also gonna watch Hail Caesar, so we didn't get a chance to do either of those. Neither of us are professional film critics that could not be bothered to watch an actual movie.
Except for one that I know plain and simple, like Jackie Brown.
Yeah, so there you go.
No one on the back of my hand because I've seen it 1,000+ times.
Yeah, well, that's what you mentioned too. It's so rewatchable.
It really is, and that's what I love about it. And it's not necessarily in the Tarantino universe. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna get super Tarantino nerdy right now. In the Tarantino universe, this is one of the ones that is supposed to be put into it, like as a TV show or as a something kind of like how Kill Bill is supposed to be. It's supposed to be like that. Mm-hmm. This isn't supposed to be one of the main focuses
of the kind of shared universe sort of thing.
Yes.
I like that theory though, because that's pretty cool.
It really is.
Did he confirm it?
He did confirm it.
So he's like, yeah, it's true. I was like, that's pretty cool.
He really did, but I think after this point, of course you're just gonna, because there's so many people.
So many people are saying, make this canon. He's like, fine.
Yeah,
whatever.
No matter what, even if it wasn't it all ties it together.
So perfectly.
So it's so perfectly why not? Why not?
Yeah, it was great. So wait, what would you give Jackie Brown out of 10? 10?
No, actually, no, I wouldn't. An 8.5?
8.5?
8.5.
Wow, you're going really professional, film critic on me. It's my favorite movie, only an 8.5.
See, I talk about it oh my God, it's my favorite. It's my favorite. 8.5. Mm-hmm. I am very strict on my ratings.
Well, yeah, that's good.
And
I'm a little bit generous sometimes. I gave Dirty Grandpa 5.75 out of 10.
See, I still haven't seen it, but I feel like Dirty Grandpa is going to be like Las Vegas, which have you ever heard of it?
I've heard of it.
Okay, so you know who's in it?
No.
It has Morgan Freeman and.
Is it the one where he's going to die?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, where he's going to die and they go to Las Vegas.
Go to Las Vegas.
Yeah. That. Whenever I seen Dirty Grandpa, it brought me back to that. Mm-hmm. I was like, okay, so this is going to be like that. So that was funny. So this is going to be kind of funny. Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm expecting of it. I haven't seen it yet.
I've heard Last Grandpa, that's crossover. I've heard Las Vegas is very good though, so I don't know
I liked
how
Las
much
Vegas.
Dirty Grandpa will compare, but
I liked Las Vegas. Good. Las Vegas, all of them did a very great job. The cast. Mm-hmm. Cast was great. This one had Zac Efron. I don't care too much for him.
Zac Efron, I'm not. He was the worst part of Dirty Grandpa.
Exactly.
So because whereas Robert De Niro, his character was so interesting and funny because of the way they built him up, and Zac Efron's okay, they picked this archetype and put it in this movie. Strict, straightforward, boring husband kind of thing, and then boop, and you just know how that storyline's gonna play out.
That kind of.
And it's still worth watching. I think it's if you want to go see a fun comedy, Dirty Grandpa is worth watching, but probably not better than Jackie Brown. But which I'm going to give 8.5 out of 10 as well. because I gave Hateful Eight an 8.8, and I think this film is barely not as good as
You
Hateful
gave that
Eight.
Hateful Eight an 8.8.
Yeah, I
get
did.
that.
But I can also justify that because it makes sense. But like, it was also so punny, I could not do it. So no, but I think this is a solid film. 8.5. It's great. I might go back and like watch it again because like I watched it for the first time yesterday. So I might go back, rewatch it a couple times, and give it a higher rating. But I don't know. I feel like
there's definitely, you know.
once I've seen all of his films.
Exactly. There's definitely, it's no Django. It's not, you know, Hateful Eight.
Pulp
It's not
Fiction or something
Pulp
like that,
Fiction.
yeah.
It's not.
It's a more smaller story, but
It,
I appreciate
it really is. And like even with the cinematography,
Yeah.
even with like stuff
Oh,
like
yeah.
that.
Cinematography was great. It was one of those things that kept jumping out of me too. Like I love
Exactly.
the when like just right from the beginning when Robert De Niro's like changing the channel on the remote, like how it zooms in on the remote and then it cuts back out to a wide
And
shot.
with those muscular ladies holding shooting
That was so-
guns.
yeah, I
it was
know.
like, what is this?
I love the yeah, and the way that Tarantino, his world building skills, it's so like you get sucked in. I mean, I'm not watching Robert De Niro and Samuel L. Jackson. I'm watching these characters. Never learn the
Exactly.
characters' names, but I'm watching these characters unfold like it's real life. So yeah, 8.5, 8.5. I almost said Dirty Grandpa. Jackie Brown, Something Old this week. Very good. Something new. That's it, guys. The choice. Dirty Grandpa's already out. What is this coming out this weekend? Hail Caesar, Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies. The choice. What are you going to see out of the three?
Hail Caesar.
Hail Caesar for
Hail
me as
Caesar.
well. I'll probably see Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies so I can review it for you guys. So keep up for that. Look out for the Hail Caesar review also. It's probably up by now, considering this will be dropping on Wednesday. Go see Deadpool. Comes out tomorrow. I'll be there for Deadpool as well. We're going to cover on the next Film Fan Club show. Casey, where can people find you on Instagram and whatnot?
CaseyDon15 on Instagram. I also have a YouTube. I also have Twitter. I have everything. I have everything. Links
in the description below. As well for me, Samuel D. Carrico, Twitter, Instagram, Vimeo. On my Vimeo channel, you can find me hosting episodes of Riverside Live. Also, if you go to Tech, it's in the break room at 9 a.m. on Fridays. Make sure you check that out, Riverside Live, at Samuel D. Carrico, at CaseyDon15. Thanks for joining us, guys. This has been the Film Fan Club. We'll see you next time.